Hey everybody, it's Ingrid Blackburn. Welcome to my channel. Be sure to comment along the way. Click the link at the end of the video to hop along on the video hop, and you want to be entered in for all those great prizes, right? Today we have a special hop that was put together by Justine Hovey in order to help out the many crafters that are affected by the new YouTube rules. So we're going to inspire you with a lot of creative tutorials, and I'm going to get started. First off, I'm going to cut a few dies out, and I'm going to cut the Smile die. It's a brand new die by Catherine Pooler Designs. It's going to be released on Tuesday the 13th. I'm going to leave it in its negative space there, and we're going to do a little bit of ink blending. So I have rose petals, again, another brand new ink coming out on Tuesday. I can't wait for you to really play with these new colors. They're absolutely gorgeous. Now when I ink blend, I keep things really, really light, and I can't stress that enough. Now I've put a little bit of pressure down on the right side of this scrap paper. You can kind of see right there, I put some pressure down. Now here you can see how light I'm actually putting this. You're not really seeing anything. That is how light I keep it. Nice, small, short rotation. And I'm gonna blend just kind of the bottom third of this Smile die. And this is white cardstock. It's a 100 pound heavyweight cardstock, and this is the Catherine Pooler Designs Bright White. We're going to switch into sugared lavender. That was 100% speed. Now we're speeding it up a little bit because we got to keep these videos moving. There's so many of them. You got to get through them. So sugared lavender, this is a gorgeous color, and I'm not going to go up the entire way that I did with the rose petals. I'm keeping this a little bit more towards the bottom so that you have that effortless ombre look. Isn't that just so pretty? Just right there on the bottom third. Very effortless look there with those two colors. Now we're going to do a little bit more ink blending, but we need to secure our work surface first. I have a piece of 100 pound Catherine Pooler white cardstock, and I'm going to secure that with some painter's tape on the top and bottom. And I cut out a circle from some Herma label paper, and this is full sheet label paper just cut in half, and that's going to create a mask, and it's going to stick to our surface, just really not going anywhere. It's going to be a great tool. So for our ink blended circle, I'm going to use Shea Butter, which is one of the new Zen Garden inks going to be released on Tuesday. Love this color, real light, soft, muted yellow. And then we're going to combine it with a yellow from the Paradise Found collection, which was released last November, and that's going to be Sauna. And we're going to keep it light in the middle to the top, and then we're going to bring a little bit more of an impactful color towards the bottom, and that's going to be the Sauna. Again, keeping that real light pressure so that we have that effortless look. One of the best tips I can offer you is to not just keep it light and pressure, but to remember to bring your light back into it. So what I mean by that is you're going to start off with the lightest shade, which in this case is Shea Butter. We're going to switch to the deeper shade, which is Sauna. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. And then we're going to come back at that transition area between the two and come back over it with the Shea Butter. So what's going to happen is your lightest shade is going to help blend out any imperfections that you have there because it's depositing another light layer of color there. And it really is that kind of secret sauce for me in getting a real effortless look and a real nice ombre look if that's what you're going for. So after this, we've got that really strong color there at the bottom, and I'm going to develop that a little bit, starting with the lightest down all the way. You can see that gradient, and we're going to add some texture next. Now we're going to add some cool texture to our project. If you're not into using mediums, just go ahead and do some ink blending. We're using the Split Chevron Stencil by Catherine Pooler Designs, and we're going to use the Whip Spackle Medium by Faber-Castell. It's the consistency of frosting. I love using Whip Spackle. Whip Spackle is a very light texture, so it's perfect for card making. It has a consistency of cake frosting, and you can see that I'm using a palette knife just to get it perfectly applied on here. Now, my goal here is to just make sure that I have my circle completely covered. Then I'm going to come back in with more Whip Spackle, and I'm just going to kind of pounce it in there. Is I want to have a little bit of lift and texture to my project. Now, one thing to note about this product is it dries super quick. I love it, but it dries quick. So you want to get it off your tool as well as your stencil as fast as you possibly can. Now the key with any medium such as this or embossing paste or anything like that is you want to lift your stencil, my painter's tape first, and then I'm going to very lightly and gently just lift it straight up in one motion so that I don't smear anything. Whip spackle is absolutely fabulous. Isn't that just cool? I love the texture that this creates. Now, we went ahead and lifted the stencil up, but we still have our mask down as well. So we're going to apply the same principle that we just used on the stencil to the mask. So you want to lift that up as quickly and cleanly as you possibly can. Keep in mind that it is stuck to your actual card front. So you just need to go slow and just make sure that you're lifting as straight upward as you can. Now to give this a fun look, we're going to add some Wanderlust embossing powder. This is a special blend by Wow for Catherine Pooler. And then we're going to go ahead and heat set it. Now I don't want everything to kind of blow away. Even though it's sticking to the whip spackle, I'm going to use a Ranger Craft heat tool first to just kind of get it melting. And then I'm going to come back in with an embossing tool and get it fully melted. So I've glued my Smile word die onto 2 layered black word dies as well to give it a little bit of height and kind of that black outline which will set it apart from the white background. I like to use multi-map medium to adhere those, that way anything that oozes out is crystal clear. And I just wanted to show you here's sugared lavender. Now you can see it's sponged on the right, and on the left side I did the wrinkle-free watercolor layering technique. It's watercolor layered upon itself. We used the rose petals kind of going into sugared lavender, and it's just so beautiful. I love these colors. I can't wait for you to play with them this next week when they're released. And there's our card. So I have that edge that I did onto a piece of white cardstock. That way I have the perfect shade of cardstock. And I'm using an acetate folder that I use to keep my stamps in to just kind of protect it while I lay some blocks on top, just so that that glue completely sets and adheres. Here are some close-ups for you. Thanks so much for hanging with me till the very end. We do have some great prizes. Catherine Pooler is giving away free ink. One lucky winner on every single video is going to win free ink pads. How awesome is that? Simon Says Stamp is giving away a gift certificate to one lucky winner all along the hop. To comment on everybody's hops, and you have to subscribe too. So if you're interested in any of those awesome products that I talked about, all the links are below, as well as the link to the next person on the hop. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.